And we're back.
Yes.
Well, it was at 50.
Exciting conclusion.
It was at 54 minutes because half of the time was waiting for EA to get his stuff settled in here. So, okay.
There's also a counterpoint from the chat that I'm just going to put forth, not just a query from the chat.
They were witnesses as well.
Sage would like to point out that he has some questions just to bring up to the court.
Yes.
Where are the books made? Where is the paper made? Book and material production should satisfy industrial zoning on its own.
Okay,
That
let's get into the idea of whether or not it would be a deemable place to sell books. So,
No.
Objection.
No.
Objection.
You don't want to get
The nature of my business is not the issue at hand here. It is whether or not it is a business at all.
Yes.
Excuse
Whether
me,
or not
Your Honor.
my business skills or my
Successful.
choice of business
there
is
are
not
4
of
books.
importance.
There's only 4 books in the entire mod pack.
That you
Well,
are
multiple
making
copies.
a judgment about the
Objection-
quality of my
objection-
business idea, which is
Objection
not the
sustained
point of.
from EA on this.
I would make the point, though, however, that the nature of a bookstore is in question since he may have created that excuse after being told he could not have a residence out there.
Pretty sure it was stated a couple of times while he was
You
while
cannot,
he
you
was doing
cannot
that.
definitively make that claim. You cannot definitively
Oh,
prove that
correct. Yes.
Now, Packrat, did you remove any of the checkerboard that was at that location?
I did not remove any of the checkerboard, but if while he was gone, if I extended the fruit trees to this point and removed the checkerboard before he came back, I'm sure there would have been no dispute about that.
Then the question I have is, EA, were you aware that there was zoning regulations at all?
No.
Did you notice that everyone built in the residential zone?
I didn't even know there was a zone.
I mean,
Is
way over
everyone else
there
on
where all the
the
houses
server
are.
aware there was the zone?
I wasn't aware of such a zone. I was just saw that. Well, I guess people just built here.
I would make the claim that building a shop would have been smart to discuss with the rest of the group to decide whether there should be a commercial zone before said shop was built.
Dang it! I crashed.
But the
Again?
The problem with that
He just doesn't
assertion
want to
is
answer
the fact
questions.
that we haven't really asked the group for a lot of things. You know, like a lot of just goes, hey, this is a good spot to build this fun thing. I'm going to build this fun thing.
Mhm.
Hey, I'm going to go ahead and put the fence. You know, there hasn't been a lot of, other than major things. Hey, this is going to be this. You know, that's a little bit squirrely because we're not asking permission for every single thing.
In the very beginning, as you recall, the very first house that we put down, the structure that is right below your food place, that very first structure, I said it at some point around there, and you guys agreed that we should make sure not to build all houses over here, so we're not putting everything all in one spot, where we can like separate the area, spread it out, and make it look good by having our houses on the other side of the river and have all the other stuff over here. And paths back and forth, and actually have like housing over there and everything else over here. So we don't like have little combined buildings over here that's like everything all in one spot, and then we have nothing to do. You guys all remember that.
Yes.
EA may not have paid attention or been here at that moment,
I-
it is this thing
I
that
do recall.
we haven't followed. Yeah.
I do recall something along those lines.
Oh, so
However,
you do
the-
recall
and
that.
the property was claimed before such a thing could be enacted. And that is important because in order to keep the rule of law proper, we cannot retroactively apply laws to property owners or any person for that matter.
I do recall at that moment you setting up your home a couple thousand blocks away, which is not under dispute because that's not here. If you were going to say
However,
across
I
the river,
still
that's
had
way
the-
across any river I care about.
Order.
But it doesn't matter that I
order,
still
order,
claimed the property before such a time.
Order.
Order.
Why you hit me? I
Because
wasn't
you're
talking
here-
at the time.
Because you're here and he is not.
Dear Mr. Yudge, point of order,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
Do I have permission to go work on the food and back to my spa
Yes.
since I am no longer of
Go
use?
ahead.
Thank you.
Yes, you may head back on.
Thank you. I got
Alright.
sandwiches to make. And Tony has a point from the chat. Wouldn't in fact the trees be considered agriculture when the checkerboard is industrial? Therefore, packed ideas are also illegal. But
Well, this was an agricultural area. Yeah, that's. I was wondering why he was even building over next to the farms in the first place.
I had claimed the property before there was such a farm.
It was originally
you left.
claimed as a public display of art.
Right. Okay, and then he
It was
left.
just unfinished.
He never finished the art. He multiple months is way past an artist's deadline on something like that.
You didn't write up my contract.
All right. So
Annette says
We
something
actu-
that may help.
I think we can reach the
Sorry.
conclusion here. How about that?
I think so.
EA,
Closing arguments from both of you. real
Anesso
quick.
says if you are crashing, check to make sure your chunk loading is set to default. It's
It
under
is.
Video
Keep
option.
in mind with your closing arguments, we were both discussing the zoning laws and additionally the deconstruction of the building in the first place, which
Well,
was
that was
the
a
initial
joke.
reason that we were here.
Well, that was just kind of because it was timing and funny. I'll stand by that it was timing, funny, and trolling.
Okay.
Well,
Yay.
that was
Yay.
just a funny moment because he
Yay.
happened to be
Yay.
getting killed, and I could jump up high enough to go up there, and he couldn't because there's zombies everywhere. And it was funny.
It was. It may have. Okay, yes, but all right. EA, anything you need to talk about?
In order to keep the rule of law established, we cannot give Pack an innocent ruling, because if such a thing is to be given, that would violate the rule of law and retroactively apply a law to someone for whom the law did not necessarily apply at the time.
Could you use English?
No.
Because there was a lot of very, very unrelated words.
Actually, I was just regurgitating keep words from my comm law course.
That's what I figured. They didn't sound related in any way, shape, or form. Now you're just mocking the court.
The things I did say will still apply, because although I was regurgitating words,
Can you
everything
even
that I did
repeat
say
it?
Still made sense. Do you want me to repeat it in simple language?
Pretty sure he could.
Okay, I'll repeat it in simple language. We cannot have a law which applies retroactively. Yeah.
Yes. I see. Okay.
And
Alright.
okay, I will stand by my simple statement that first of all, this placement was way before.
You already made your closing statement. Objection.
I didn't make my closing statement. Excuse me, I did not. This area
What
was
was the
built
statement
and
you
then
made before mine then?
This
All
was
he
this
did
was
concur that he would stand behind that one statement.
Yes,
That
Pack.
would
Pack,
judge it.
please watch the aggressiveness as well.
Okay.
I'm not the one who was hitting with hammers, just to be fair. But okay, we'll go
Neither
with
was
that.
I.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, keep in mind, I am the law. I can hold you in contempt.
He is the judge, and y'all are
Okay.
piecing him off.
This was a place that, even though it was claimed, was then abandoned for months at a time, and I'm sure not even thought about as he was gone playing with his dogs. And on returning, we already had this area pretty much established otherwise. And if... Ow! Did someone just shoot me?
I was shooting the zombie that you suddenly turned around and ran for.
I'm
Ow!
on the fence about the whole situation.
You are literally on a fence.
I know.
Okay. And if at any point that fruit area
Objection, that's
had
a
extended
terrible joke.
to this point, it was.
Overruled it.
If at any point that fruit area had extended to this point, and I had reclaimed it before he had returned, no objection would have been made. But when he came back, he can't just reclaim the area to build something because he cares about it again.
I see.
Okay, be honest.
And the
Oh,
thing that he
oh.
wants to build is not only residential, but was changed
not
in the middle.
residential.
Was changed in the middle to suit his needs because he
It was not changed.
because he found
It was
out that
always gonna be a
residential is
bookstore.
bad.
It was always going to be a bookstore. You cannot claim otherwise.
I can easily claim otherwise because there's no way to support
A
a store of
loophole
books in a
doesn't
mod
make
that
it
has
illegal.
no books.
You are not allowed to judge the business quality. It is simply whether or not it would be a business.
I
It could
can
be a
I can
sound
imply
business and it would
that
still
you
be a
changed
business.
your mind simply because the logic behind building a bookstore that doesn't sell any books pretty much means that you were trying to change your mind to suit your needs. And for that, I rest my case.
Okay, so a couple of questions here very quickly. EA, on the purpose side of things. When you posted the images of the bookstore in chat in our Discord chat last week, what was
Let's
your
just go with
intent for that?
Can we just say
Book
stack of
building.
books?
Let's go
Stack
building.
of book building. Yeah.
Keep in mind that lying to me is perjury, and I will sentence you for it.
Okay.
So be honest with me.
What's the
The
question?
gavel of judgment.
When you were building that, when you showed off the pictures of the build, the book build last week, not the bookstore, I'm sorry, the book build last week, what was your intent for that to be?
Well, I posted the images in order to get people's opinions on whether or not it looks like a book.
You did. And
Bye,
he
EA.
disappeared.
I
He's
crashed
running
again,
from the
by way.
law.
He is
I
not running
crashed
from the law.
again.
He is simply having
Technical
problems
difficulty.
with time and space. He's going through temporal
Time
flux
and
right now.
space. I love it.
Considering you were
Okay.
trying to distract us, we wouldn't even discuss
So,
this trial, Mr.
Pac,
Mann.
I have a question for you as well.
Okay.
When you decided that you had your disagreement with Mr. EA about the location of his build, you discussed it with him. Did you give him an option to move it himself?
I did.
Ooh, no.
Did you?
No, you did not.
Did you? All right.
How much
I
time did you
object.
give him
Yes.
to answer for the option?
As
I did say it should not be here. You should move it, and you were basically arguing that it's your management's office and it should be over here.
Okay, he
Right.
might have said that.
Thank you.
However, you immediately went to go and tear it down before I could answer.
And I reestablished that's because it was hilarious.
In which case, you admit to wrongdoing in that respect.
Because it was funny. Yes.
Okay, so Nihon.
yes.
And he would have done the same thing in the same situation.
Okay.
And I'm talking about Nihan, not
Oh, I
EA.
am getting serious about it.
Allow me to think about this for a moment then.
Da, 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 da.
I don't think that's helping him think.
Please phrase your judgment in the form
Anybody
of
else
question.
getting hella lag right now?
Nope.
You just
Hold on.
robotic.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I need to define. What's the definition of jeopardy again?
What's the definition of jeopardy?
Danger of loss, harm, or failure. Danger arising from being on trial for a criminal offense. Okay, I just wanted to look that up.
There are some
was trying to
statements from the chat. Alt Blue feels that Pac needs to see the legal precedent that he has listed in your chat.
The problem
Yeah.
is that
There's no
legal
legal
precedent
precedent.
applies to Florida, and that's not necessarily where the server is located, and so we cannot use it as a precedent.
Yeah,
Sage
we'll
would
go
like
with
to
that.
Point out that unless contested or reclaimed by the city, there would be no change in his claim on the property. And if a landowner is notified of a violation of zoning or other codes and not allowed to change their plan to comply with said codes, there is no allowance for individuals to choose.
That
to
was
follow
many
that
words.
That's a
Also,
lot of
Lily
words.
Lily says Exhibit A and B declare the rat statements to in fact be false.
Have these exhibits been
love
presented as
exhibits.
evidence?
Yes, they were.
So,
This is all ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the point, isn't it?
so is the jury going to vote?
Is there a jury, or are we
There's
just
no-
gonna let
I
Nihon
think
decide?
You are no jury heist up.
They had
Nihon
said
is deafened right now.
they
I
had
think
agreed to Nihon's judgment.
Heist up.
Sean
And
is
if
telling me to
Nihon-
plead insanity.
And if Nihon is tied with himself, then I'm the tiebreaker.
Right. Then and Firedale is to be
I
like
think in
his-
honor
his
of fairness, we
co-judge.
should all have a vote. An anonymous vote.
Well, I mean, me and Pac, we already agreed that we would let Nihon make the decision.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of
So the jury in this case would therefore just be an advisory.
And, well, people have the right to waive their right to a jury trial and to go strictly with the judgment of.
I am being good, and I am not looking at Nihon's chat.
I'm curious.
As soon as this is done, I have to go though.
You can just
I
do
wouldn't
the
want to rush
execution order.
our. I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to rush our judge.
Okay.
It's part of, okay, you're back.
Yes.
Were you reviewing the evidence?
Yes, and debating with myself. It's very furious debate. Okay.
If you
So-
tie with yourself, then Firedale is your backup for
Yes,
breaking.
it's not a mistrial, don't worry. All right, so we've got two things to talk about here, two things of importance related to this dispute. One is the zoning, and two is the action taken by Backrat. So first things first is the zoning law, which, according to Pack, he says that if you have a commercial build or an industrial build and there's residential as a secondary purpose, that's okay.
Hi, Sub.
Correct, right?
Correct.
Correct. This was originally intended to be neither industrial nor residential nor commercial. It was supposed to be a checkerboard. That is correct, right?
Yes.
Well,
according to EA.
chessboard.
Chessboard, yes.
A form of public art, I believe, is what he said.
Public
Right,
art.
point of interest.
So, yeah, is also correct that we did not have at the time zoning laws, but this was also never zoned properly as residential, commercial, or industrial. And it was later, the area was later zoned as agricultural because of the fact of the tree farms.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yeah.
Correct. So, technically,
Behind you.
we have a massive legal wrangling here on whether or not this was even ever this section here was either ever properly zoned for any kind of build,
Mm-hmm.
which we can't really go back and apply retroactively agricultural, residential, or commercial or industrial because we never took into consideration what it was going to be zoned in the first place. Only that it was going to be a chessboard.
Creeper.
I will concede that.
So,
fact.
yes. So, that being said, it kind of means that it is a bit of an open space here. Now, that doesn't mean that EA can build whatever the heck he wants here. It means that we would have to have some kind of arbitration or decision based upon what codes would fit in here and what EA wants to build and what kind of use it would be. Now, as you've said, residential and commercial can be combined together, or residential and industrial can be combined together if the stated purpose is either commercial or industrial for primary reasons.
You know, yeah, as long as it makes sense. Like
as long as it makes sense.
Like a lighthouse is supposed to have someone living in
But
it.
But it is not the court's job to judge the validity of my business.
Yes, but that is correct.
But it is to judge if you decide to change it to a business after the fact.
That is also correct, actually. Both points are actually legitimately correct in law. You can't change something after the fact. You can't say I'm going to live in this house. Oh, also now it's a business, or this business is now my house if neither is zoned for that properly. So, that being said, I think that we do need to have a sit down and talk about what this area actually is, because I don't have any kind of clue. It was never made clear by either of you that it was ever zoned as anything other than an open space.
At the time.
At the time, yes. Which technically means that, well, we do have regulations, and regulations should be followed. That this is not zoned as primary residential, but it can be zoned as commercial or industrial if an agreement is made, and it would require us to monitor its usage as commercial or industrial.
Okay.
So that being
That
said,
was a lot of words.
yes, basically that's a long, complicated way of saying that, yeah, technically, if an agreement is made, EA can build his bookstore here. We'd have to change the zoning on that. but the primary focus would have to be that it's his bookstore and not his house, because as soon as it starts being his house, then we run into issues with whether it's residential in a commercial area.
So what we're saying is, Pack shouldn't have torn it down.
We're going to get to that in a moment here.
Oh no, we're still going?
Yeah, because there's a separate question that we have to discuss properly here.
Oh,
And the
gosh.
question is, should Pack have torn it down without properly offering
Authorization.
EA the authorization to do it himself? And the question is, hell yeah, he shouldn't have done that.
Okay, good. We've established that.
Yeah.
But it was fun. Are we accounting for the fact that it's funny?
You
It was
admitted
hella
that you
funny.
did it because it was hilarious. I
And
mean,
it was.
I'll admit, it was funny.
You incriminated yourself on that one.
Well,
It was
this
funny, to
is
be fair.
a game on a server where we're having fun. So heck yeah, I
know.
admitted that.
So Pack
Oh,
openly
God.
admits
Yet we're
that
having
he tore it down to get at EA without properly giving him the proper authorization, the proper opportunity to tear it down and move it or go to arbitration or whatever agreement would have been made for him to build the bookstore either there with some kind of deal or elsewhere as he wished.
Okay.
So that being
So
said,
this is-
EA, I would like you to figure out something with Packrat
Okay.
to make it fit within the boundaries. Come to some kind of agreement between the two of you, and I mean that. Or
I still fully offer to help build it over there.
Anywhere else.
yes.
There's a lovely
Which-
area right over
Okay.
there.
Also,
I
also
have-
that being said, EA does not have to give up this space. It's still his space.
Okay.
Technically, it's his space. There may be some disagreement on what you guys want to do.
I have a suggestion.
Now, as for the tearing down thing, I do find that was a little bit, as funny as it was, I do find that was a little bit of a quote unquote dick move. To use the legal parlance.
Right.
And therefore, I would like to pass judgment on Mr. Packrat and sentence him to
Oh,
walk.
I'm being called.
Can I give you some coordinates to walk to, sir?
I'm gonna go.
All right.
I'll have to look at the
Can I-
judgment
can
in
I
the
get-
VOD.
Yes. You have to walk there and stand there for a couple minutes and come back.
Excuse
I
me?
almost wanna vote community
Yes.
service to help him
Um,
rebuild it.
Execution?
Let me see. No execution. Good God.
No,
no.
you're being asked to step to a certain area and
Jailed
return.
for a
to
period
spend a few
of-
moments and then return
5 minutes.
for being a dick.
5 minutes. Do you remember that this is a stream and people are watching?
Oh yeah, this will be.
So play.
This will be worth
tic-tac-toe.
your. This will be worth your
It's
time.
okay.
Trust me on this.
It's okay. You agreed to the judgment.
And I also
Meanwhile-
I do have quite a few levels, but okay. All right. Where?
Oh no, you're fine. You can do this during the daytime. You don't have to.
Okay.
Do it at night. Let me just. I'm getting this for you real quick. I should have just written this down.
I like this chair.
It's a good chair.
Okay, that's where you need to go, and it's basically TLDR on that. Basically, you know that big plains that are in the south of here,
Mm-hmm.
that are kind of, you know, the tree farm, you know, the big plains that are past the trees. Yeah, go out
Yeah.
there for a little bit.
Pack is being put in
Okay.
timeout
Yes.
for being a dick.
And
That's-
enjoy.
this is fair.
And I will walk with you because
I will head over there too.
yes, because it is.
I'm supposed to go to those coordinates. Okay.
Yes.
I see nothing wrong with this at the moment.
Nope. And you have to stay there for like a minute or two.
Okay.
And learn your life. Hey, he could have made you ride out like 50 times. I will not be a dick.
I could have made.
Can
you
we X-nay on the ick day?
look, look, I'll tell you this much. The
Oh, I'm
the
aware.
punishment suggestions I was getting from your chat and people from your chat were far
Well,
worse than this.
Well, that's chat. Of course they're going to suggest far worse than this.
It is peg
Yes.
chat.
Why is there a bunch of paths and stuff out here?
All right, the next part of your sentence is to open up your map and take a look at it and sit there and think about what you did.
I can't read. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Someone spent a lot of time on this one.
This is what I did last week.
That's what Leon did.
That is impressive.
I did this all last week for like an
That's
hour.
what
While you
Leon
were...
did after you were so fussy-faced about having to eat stuff and you realized you had to eat nuggets for the last 2 weeks.
You were just glad to have a reason to make me guilty so I could come stand in the onions area, weren't you?
Pretty much.
Yeah! I'm not going to count that as an impartial judgment, but that was still pretty freaking cool. I'm impressed that you spent enough time on this. I don't got to eat this, so I don't care.
It took me a yeah, well, you don't have to eat it. I wasn't going to make
It's
you
like,
eat it.
why are there paths
That's a
and
little bit
stuff?
cruel.
Look.
I just figured I had this lying around, so I might as well put it to good use.
I think this response of the troll is a punishment for the trolling.
Yeah,
Was
it was beautiful.
I'm pretty sure
yes.
that that will complete the sentence. And
I kind of think
You're
that,
good.
that
okay, so
I do need, hold on, I do need to resub real quick. Phoenix, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to
Yes.
the pack. Enjoy the originals. They'll be well pleased with you and beautiful timing,
You
sir.
missed a lot of things, Trackman fan.
you did. So alright, is EA back? He's not back yet. I have his
No, he
blocks.
had to go.
The other thing that I would ask you, and you've already offered to do this, is I would ask you to help EA rebuild.
I'd be happy to build it. There's a nice place over
Yes.
there.
I would like you guys to get that kind of sorted out and then help him rebuild with that, and that's all I ask.
Honestly, I think we're just drawing it up because it was drawn up because it was fun to draw. I'd be happy
Yeah,
to help
pretty
you build
much.
it over there.
Of course, I know. I'm just giving you guys some
but I
brief.
fell in a ravine.
Oh gosh.
Would you like a block to play to hook onto?
Oh, Ash, use your thing. Do the
Well,
thing.
I would die if I hooked onto this.
Do the
Maybe I'll
thing.
take a small amount of damage if I do this. Oh,
Nope.
oh,
A little small amount of damage.
that was a
Small
large
amount.
amount.
that was a large amount of damage.
I really need to work on getting my health up. I'm at
Well,
130.
okay, you went too quick. I was giving you a place to hook onto, but that works.
And I put a ladder up.
Which
Ladies and
one
gentlemen,
takes up
congratulations on
max
your
health?
4-month pack anniversary.
Sure, Ty, go ahead. Justice is
How I'm the only one who.
Dish
this-
best served onion, apparently.
We do seem to be getting a little bit of tick lag now, by the way.
Yeah.
I am
So-
noticing that.
Jumped into that.
So the actual idea for that did come from the onion stuff last week, and then me realizing that I could spell out, I could spell things out on the world map with the path blocks because they show up as solid blocks on the world map, even though they only cover a small tiny portion. So I thought that'd be funny, and then I was going to try and just trick you into going south at some point, but this opportunity.
which we actually discussed when you
Yes.
first left today. He's like, "So, hun, we need to send him. We just tell him because he showed me last week. Says we just send him over there, and then all this happened, and it was like, yes.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was a foregone conclusion once he was part of the once I was part of the trial. He was gonna send me that. That's fine. That's fine. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so I now
still
have a
trust in
weird
his
test.
impartiality.
Yes, I was going to do it. I was going to do it if there was actual evidence that I could say that you did something worthy of a small punishment, such as that. I'll put punishment even in quotes.
A quickie
Punishment.
timeout. Dude, we really just wanted you to see what
yeah.
he did because I
Yeah,
thought it was
that's-
amazing that he did it. Whoever took the minute to make food earlier, Firedale, I think that was you. I'm sorry, I honestly did not realize it was getting low, but it's good, so I just done the
That's
mold
fine.
picking. Thank you.
I figured it was close because the chest downstairs where the food goes was full of empty vessels.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wanted to do something mischievous, and I thought that was like the most funny and least harmful way I could do it, since I'm a
Neverest
builder.
would be proud. Thus saith the chat.
Yes.
That was good.
Meanwhile, I seriously gotta go check on poor Midlet.
Yes.
I just
I
want to
didn't
point
want to
out
walk
that that
away
was
because I got cold.
the troll of justice, literally.
It was. That's why Nappers would approve.
Go.
There's a dispenser upgrade in the random vanilla chest.
I feel bad for you every time you talk right now, Finderdale. Are you all right over there?
Is it bad?
Yeah, it's interesting. You keep, and you're talking, and it just, it's off a little bit every time.
I don't know.
I don't know. That was awesome.
Yes. There would be much talk about justice, Sazzy. Much talk about justice. I know that.
Oh, no.
I'm just trying to get my stuff at the bottom of the ravine now, and it's dark and scary.
And you keep adding more things down there.
Yep.
Would you could bring ropes over there? First of all, did you bring ropes?
Too much work.
Too much. What? Well, it's getting to be a lot more work as you forget ropes.
I don't know how to make ropes.
There's lots of them already made in this place right here. I'm gonna just go get you ropes. Let's see, rope. It's this one. Okay.
Okay. It is quiet now.
Yes, it is. Everything is settled.
That's odd.
Excuse me.
Okay. Here we go. I'm going with you, by the way. You can go ahead.
What?
Here's some ropes for you. I'll go with you.
Oh. That's
I actually made a clipboard for the voting, but we didn't vote. So
Yeah.
I
It's
did
okay.
notice that.
you didn't?
Yeah.
You did see that?
Someone in chat asked me to take a look at what was on the back of the thing, so yeah.
Ah, okay. It was just a simple civil case.
Either way, it was fun, so I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm. It was fun.
I like the comment of this is getting more official the longer we go.
I know.
This is ridiculous. I think that was the quote.
It was great. I think that's one of the most fun things we've done on this server in a few weeks.
Oh crap. I just realized that my thing. You just set it. You just set it on the top and then right click on it. As far as I know. You fell. Again. And
Where are you guys at?
What back?
where is your spot? I think I know where your spot is. There's your stuff.
What'd you just realize, Pack?
Oh, that my boots are almost out of power. They have 4 durability left, so this is an interesting time to try to come out here and do something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know what it is. Okay, all right. I can make this work. The ropes in this version, not as good. I can't... You're kidding me! You gotta attach them to something on top first. Okay, all right, I got something. Hold on.
Like a noose for me to hang myself.
Well, that's what you sounded like over the top of the entire trial. To be fair,
All right, guys.
over
let's
my
take
head.
Like a quick 5 or 10 minute break here, just to
There we
stretch and all that stuff. So I'll be back.
Okay.
Made a diapers change.
So what-
And she's in bed, and if it wasn't
I will
for
say that if you made a rope arrow, it would actually drop a rope all the way down.
if it wasn't for
Well, didn't have that.
family volunteering to pick up Sky tonight, I would have missed half the trial.
I'm
Come
gonna
back up
need some
here.
ropes.
Here, have some more.
So where did you guys head?
Back to his stuff.
What stuff?
The stuff that he died out here while we were looking at the onion thing.
Hmm.
Where's
Oh, you gotta be
That stuff. Would you like me to come with ladders? I have ladders
Oi!
in my inventory.
No, we're fine.
I think ladders might have just been a better
jackass!
idea than ropes, but
Well, they're just as hard to place going down, but yeah.
Oi!
Well, there are already ladders going down into the ravine.
Yep, the zombies have been hitting them as we're out
yes!
here.
The
Oh,
zombie just hit the
gotcha.
ladders to get out of my spa. Rude little bugger. I come back and he's in the spa holding the ladder in his hand like, what? What?
I'm gonna need a nice secure block to hook shot onto. I don't think this one will make me live if I go up to it.
Can you not climb up the rope?
Oh, I guess I could. It's like, well, I have my hook shot now. I have to hook shot out of here. Okay, now I just have to get back that time.
Yeah, I wish the ropes in this
I
in
just
1.7 work better. You seem fine.
And
Like how there's been skeletons out here shooting each other the entire time we've been out here.
Yeah.
I
I
know,
love
right,
that.
Crispy? That hot tub is for paying customers only, not the undead. Exactly.
It's gonna take these off. No high jumpy for me.
But hi, Yumpy.
I like high jumpy, but I have to take the boots off because they are done.
But hi, Yumpy.
You just wish you had these.
Speaking of ropes, I know
They
you
are
want to try out the
expensive.
ropes course.
Hey, Fardo,
Is that the one I was doing?
Yes.
Yeah.
did you find that dispenser upgrade already?
The one that you put in the random vanilla chest?
Yeah, but it was a temporary. Let me drop this here for a minute, and then I may have forgot about it. You apparently
I
have a
found it.
sixth sense, and we're like, there's something wrong in the random vanilla chest. I shall get it now. So that's good. I'm glad you got it.
I think
Well,
Pac
maybe
should
the
try the ropes
synergy
course.
Between Inessos and Firedale and people always mixing
Oh.
their voices up is just
Because we get
you
confused
two
for
have,
each other
have
so much.
mind
That could be
melded
it.
somehow.
All right, hon. I have a thing for you. Hey, you have an
Yeah.
awning. I haven't been here since you've had the awning.
Yeah, I did the awning last week. I was sort of toying around with various things. Pat says it's
Yeah,
a
me
lean-to
and him
and
did
it's
that.
ugly, but I like it.
Yeah,
And yeah,
well,
and then I
it
was,
looks
If it was
Good
plastic,
from afar,
well,
but
if it
right
was
here,
plastic
just feels like
blocks.
it's a little bit crampy.
it also
yeah, I was
if it was plastic blocks in a nice solid color, it would look like an actual canvas cover thing,
Hmm.
which
I
would be
see.
the plastic
I've-
blocks.
thought about like making it not quite so steep, so it's a little bit like further out and stuff. I
It's-
was
It's
fiddling
better
with
than
design.
the house that I built on the server. So.
Oh, so you
I
weren't.
was
So instead
fiddling
of
with
just
it.
telling me, no, I like it like this. This is perfect. It's all fine. You actually were considering what I was saying.
I was considering it before you even said it. I was
Well, then why were you just yelling at me? I was like, no, this is bad. This is fine. This is perfect.
Because you walked up and you said,
I shared my opinion, yes.
And oh, it's,
Yeah,
oh,
because it looks like a lean-to.
it's funky.
It is
So
funky.
you came at me with all sorts of fussy face, and you were already on my list for your whole onion throwing out of all the things, and so I got fussy right back. That's why. And if you had
So,
been listening
I need
throughout
to-
the
I-
night, I had
But-
said.
Well,
I
all
would
I
like to drop the
did
thing off
last
with
week was weed your garden,
Yes.
and
it
I
is
weeded it
over
again
here.
today.
I would
You
like
what?
To, I would like to drop this off for you.
Wait.
Nothing. What? No. What?
Have you
Nothing?
been in my secret garden again? Will you stop? I gave you no permission to poke around my secret places. You get out.
But there's weeds.
Hi.
Sorry, Adesos.
You know what?
I thought you were packed
You know
still
what?
here. I'm sorry.
No, but I want to give you this, and then I gotta get going.
I think this calls for a trial.
There you go.
Thank you. How can
But-
I release it?
But yes, be careful. Okay, so I got to give you instructions on it.
Okay.
It works kind of like a bucket, but you can't pick it back up again. Well, you can, but not with that.
This
You
is
know,
a
it
spa
takes
right
more
down
work.
here.
Where's the spa?
Right
Let's see the
down
spa.
here. Because I could just hand it to you, or you could do it. I don't want to mess it up.
Oh, you ready? I didn't know
Yeah,
the spa was ready. All right.
I
let's
have the
do it.
structure. I was just fancifying it up a bit.
Good. Ladder won't work though, because Minecraft.
Well, I know it'll block it off a little bit. I actually thought about getting rid of the bottom one anyway, just letting the top stand out a little bit. Guardians, congratulations on your 2-month Twitch subscription. Thank you so much. Oh, we can't do multiple layers? Awesome, evil, or random, sugar.
Do you want multiple layers? Because if you stand in there when it's too deep, you're gonna get all drowned.
Hey,
Right?
hey, hun.
What one more?
Hun.
One more?
What?
Now that you have it rearranged up there, do you want us to be planting anything?
Oh, it's steamy and beautiful.
Where is this spa?
Oh,
the
okay.
side yard.
That's
Hang
not
on,
bad.
this-
It's a little drowny in here, but
Oh, it's beautiful.
So how did we get these?
Well, these are
Yeah.
plum wood, and she made a lovely ladder out of lumber.
Well, how'd you get the steam blocks?
Yeah, how do we get the steam?
It's
The steam comes from the hot water.
Yes, but how do we get
how
the
did
hot
you-
water?
Oh, that's what you're interested in, huh?
Uh-huh.
And I have an important question.
That is usually a little difficult to move, isn't it?
That you've been
Yes.
talking about for the past like 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh,
Yes,
have I?
Liaj.
Don't drown in there, Liaj.
I
'cause
thought
it's
it's
a little
supposed to
drowny
heal
right
me.
now.
It does, not that quick.
Yeah, it
I
heals
like-
a little, but not like a ton.
I like how Lily's like, the garden is on private property. The right is trespassing. You could totally take him to court. And it's an easy open and
Oh,
shut
Lord.
place. Especially the last
Can
week.
we
where I
have
told you
enough
to
of
stay
enough
out.
of the court now? I'm just thinking out loud here. But maybe enough of the court.
If I were to put a layer of half slabs on the bottom,
What the heck?
Yeah, I think that would be better because then you wouldn't be.
but would
Oh, wait a
it
minute.
kill? Would it kill
But
it?
then,
That'll get rid of the
it wouldn't
water,
matter
yeah.
'cause you wouldn't see it.
Well, that's
yeah?
what I mean. We wouldn't see it, but it would be up a little bit.
Well, it would get rid of the water that you just pushed down there, though.
But would the upper layers be a problem? Like, should you suck it all back up and let me?
Yeah,
I
like,
was-
like I said, you can't suck it all back up
How did you get it in the tank?
with magic. Firedale and Bunsen both know.
Okay.
No.
All right. The PneumaticCraft liquid hopper can interact with the world and pick up blocks and place them in the world. Pick up liquids and place them in the world if you add a dispenser upgrade. And for some
Interesting.
reason, it works on hot springs. Well, it does today. I mean, now Bunsen knows that it works, so it probably won't tomorrow. But
Well, I don't know why he would disable that. It's kind of cool to be able to move it. I mean, it's not like the game 1 mechanics right there.
I know.
Game 1 mechanics.
I get that they want hot springs to be rare and all that, but making it so it's impossible to move a specific liquid, I always thought was just kinda
Not
silly.
only that, but they don't. I mean, if they made it so you could create them by putting fire underneath
Exactly.
water,
That,
then,
I
yeah,
also
then I'd be
would.
fine
Yeah.
with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
None of it was me not allowing you to move it, though.
Right. There you go. See?
No,
Although
I didn't
Nessos
mean
is
to
mostly
do it.
because when he did the
Sorry.
first playthrough of the pack, I kept on nerfing things on him.
Yeah. Base TFC, they decided there is no way to move hot springs.
Right.
So yeah, it takes modded to be able to do a thing, and there we go.
Yep.
Now, when disputes arise after the pummelings occurred, you know, there's a place to come over here and hang out.
So
As long as we're
Now
not
we
on the
need
property.
mud
So
wrestling
much
pit.
Tarzan.
Now we need a naked mud wrestling pit.
So
Wait,
in my
okay,
chat,
it
Blade
doesn't need to be
says-
naked, hun.
Blade
Now we
says
need a mud
bad
wrestling
hun,
pit.
good
I think we
medium.
only need. It might be 1 block, but let's make sure we have 4, like, you know, for an infinite water source kind of thing.
I was gonna
1 or 4 blocks, and that liquid hopper will refill any tank you add it, you know, pointed out. So we can reuse that tank if we want to. We can.
watch out.
Who moved the potatoes? Just out of curiosity.
I did.
You did? Oh.
Yeah.
Do you have a high agriculture?
Sure.
Arr.
Because I noticed that it had the same number as it was last time. I was wondering if you just got unlucky.
Yeah, my agriculture's wonderful. It's the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I know what happened now.
Honestly, I
Okay.
thought they'd been there since last week, so I was just
No,
like,
I moved. I already moved them once earlier.
Oh, all right.
Thank you
Hey,
for
one more.
following me.
I guess one more reminder or whatever for everybody. There is a new crop of a new breed of plum trees that are
Oh, yeah,
now ultimate plum trees. So
And we need to get rid of the old.
the ones
That's
that
gonna
are
be a thing.
growing right now in the main area are the right ones. These
The
can
main
be
area?
chopped down and replanted any time. The ones up in the hills that are still mature or almost mature, those are the old crops. So we need to get rid of. We can chop those down and use the plums later, but don't replant any of those saplings from up there, please.
So, hon,
Gotcha.
I have a complaint about this.
That's it.
Every time I try to
Okay.
get out, I get launched into a tree.
Well, that's because you got flip flops, and you need to take off your flip flops before you get in the water.
Flip flops.
Yes. You got those flippy floppy shoes like Pack has.
All right, guys. I'm
Thank
out
you.
today. Have fun.
And also, hun,
Have a good one,
in my
Nasos.
chat, Blaze
See ya, Nasos.
says bad hun, good meteor. I'm not sure what he's referring to, but I think I agree.
I ain't bad. Oh, dang. You, can I has? Thank you.
Wow. Dang it, hit twice.
I was gonna say, you know that's gonna break all of those, right?
Yeah, I know, but it plays, so it had to be Feeks.